Welcome back to ARC Maine. If you'd like to cook with sustainably made and plant-based products, stay right here because a Southern Maine business has got you covered.
Located in Biddeford, Tootie's Tempeh is all about satisfying food without harming our animal friends. Joining us now is the co-founder and CEO, Sarah Spear. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
This is exciting. And so for people who aren't familiar with tempeh, can you kind of tell us a little bit more about what it is and how long it's been around?
Yeah, so tempeh is a traditional food from Indonesia. It's been around for hundreds of years. And it's kind of like the cool cousin of tofu. Most people are familiar with tofu. It's got like twice the protein and 6 times the fiber, and it's a fermented food. So it's like a beautiful marriage between a bean and a mushroom.
Oh.
So yeah, and it's got tons of B vitamins and calcium and iron.
Wow.
It's like it's a superfood.
It does sound like
and
that.
It's delicious.
For sure.
So every time I go to a restaurant now, there's usually vegetarian options, which is so amazing because that wasn't really the case maybe 10 years ago. Why are people eating so many plant-based proteins these days?
Well, I mean, for a lot of reasons. Actually, it's healthier for your body, and it's also healthier for the planet. Animal agriculture is one of the largest contributors to our climate crisis. So people are just being more careful and cognizant of what they're putting in their bodies and how it's impacting everything around them, including themselves.
When did you launch this company and what sort of inspired it? Has this been something you've always been very passionate about?
Yeah, thank you. We launched in November of 2022, and prior to that, we spent 3 years in R&D developing a new fermentation process, which I can tell you more about if you're interested.
Yes, please do.
So when we decided to make tempeh, we thought it was like a sleeping giant. Not enough people know about it, and they should, because like half of Americans are reducing their consumption of meat. So we decided tempeh would be great, and we learned how it was made right away, and it's fermented in plastic bags. That's the standard way to commercially make tempeh. So we thought, okay, that doesn't make sense. Here's this superfood made in a super unhealthy way. And that would be what would differentiate us. So, but no one had figured out how to do it, but we had the luxury of time because we weren't an ongoing business, so we just made lots of really bad tempeh in the beginning and figured it out. And we used metal pans over and over. And we hope eventually to get the whole industry to go plastics free because it tastes so much better. And we've already saved over 70,000 plastic bags from landfills and oceans. So
Wow.
it's a positive in every way.
Yeah, so I can't help but ask, where did you guys come up with this name? Tootie's Tempeh. It has a good ring to it too. How did you guys come up with that name?
Yeah, it's kind of a fun alliteration. So it's named in honor of my mother, who's actually been gone for 20 years, and she was an early environmentalist. She followed Rachel Carson and would go to town meetings and put up a stink, and really influenced me. And so she was a character, and she called everyone Toots, which was very classic of that era. And so we nicknamed her Tootie. And so most people knew her as Tootie, and so it's Tootie's Tempeh.
That's amazing. Had she ever tried tempeh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
But she would have loved it, yeah.
And so you are a worker-owned co-op, so can you tell us more about that and why you think that's important?
Yeah, so from the very start, we wanted to be a worker-owned co-op. Just we're so aware, as many people are, of the imbalance of wealth and power in our society, and there are ways. If you're starting a new company, you don't have to do it the traditional way, which is the way I had done a previous consumer foods company, and learned a lot, and really felt like I wanted to do it differently and give the workers the ownership of the company, as well as decision-making power and the sharing of the profits. And there's a great organization in Maine that's called the Cooperative Maine Business Alliance that's helping lots of co-ops. We put on a conference, and there's other organizations that help you convert to being a co-op, and there's different types of co-ops. There's housing co-ops, there's producer co-ops, like the lobster fishermen get together and they pool resources, and then there's, of course, consumer co-ops like the food co-ops, and then worker-owned.
So let's get into how you prepare tempeh and how you eat it. Do you keep it refrigerated? Do you need to cook it? Just give us a rundown
Great
for people that
question.
don't know at home.
Yeah, no, it can be intimidating to cook with a new food if you're not familiar with it. It is refrigerated, just like meat and tofu. And it has a 16-week shelf life, so it can stay quite a while in your fridge. And if it gets close to the date, you can put it in the freezer. And it's an incredibly versatile food to cook with. I can maybe show you what it looks like.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a bean that's bound together by mycelium. So you can see the white is the mycelium, and there you can see the beans. So you can literally slice it, dice it, you can crumble it, and it becomes like ground meat, and then you can make tacos and chili and spaghetti sauce and just, start putting in a really high plant protein into your diet. It can be air fried, stir fried. It'll take on whatever flavor and marinade that you give it. So it's just like any protein, only it has maybe more, it can perform even better.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
and then what's the other one that you brought?
And then this is a curry season,
Yum.
which is so delicious. And we actually make it by fermenting with the curry seasoning overnight with the beans, so it's like an infusion of curry. It's so good. It'll curry eyes anything.
That's amazing. What has the response been from people who've tried your products?
Yeah, so it's been really exciting because it has a very different flavor profile than all other tempeh. It has no bitterness, which is one of the things that can turn people away from this beautiful food. And it has no, oftentimes it can be covered in black spots called sporulation. We don't have any of that. And then we have less plastic. So people respond incredibly well to it. And we're the fastest growing tempeh company right now in the country.
Oh my goodness, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you were actually recently on an episode of Greenlight Maine, which airs on our sister station, CBS 13. What was your experience like on that show?
Oh, it was really fun. The great judges, great questions, really wonderful other companies in it. I think it's an incredible program and opportunity for food or any entrepreneur in Maine. Yeah, well, I guess the results the finalists are announced next week, I think.
Oh, all right.
So we'll see.
We'll keep tabs on that. And what's the best way for people to find and buy your products?
So we're in almost every natural food and co-op store in Maine and New England, and we're in Hannaford stores with the traditional in most Hannaford stores, and we're as far south as New York City now.
Oh, amazing.
So,
and the fastest growing tempeh
thank you. A
business
little
in the
giant is
country.
waking
Amazing.
up.
Good for you. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.